Hi everybody! Today we're talking about grounding, otherwise known as earthing. So I'm going to let you guys start coming on. We're going to talk about what does grounding actually do to the body, what are the health benefits, and what are some of the techniques. Good afternoon everybody. Hi! I am on the road. I'll let you guys start coming on. Hi everybody. I am in Sonoma, California, at a place called Vintners Resort. And if you guys saw my Instagram stories from this morning, you'll see, I love you too. You'll see that we jumped ships last night and we moved hotels. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Today, hi for craft's sake. I love you too. I know exactly who that is. Hi Germany. Hi. Yeah, I'm in a gorgeous place. Very, very blessed to be here last night. We transferred hotels, and so I'm going to get into the grounding a little bit, but I just want to tell you what happened last night. I'm here in Sonoma, California. More specifically, I'm going to Glen Ellen tomorrow to see my daughter on her birthday. And so we're here. It was a 7.5 hour drive, and we showed up in a different resort that was more felt very like Las Vegas style. So like 30 screaming kids in the pool, and tarot card reading and line dancing and all of that stuff. But I tried to grit it out and teach my kid, hey, you can just get through anything. But when I saw that there was a used soap in the hotel room with a black hair on it, which was obviously not mine, and we had not used the shower yet, we just decided advocating for yourself is another life lesson that you can teach your kids. And at the very least, when we're staying in a hotel, no matter where it is, it's got to be clean, right? So to stand up for yourself and say, this is not okay. I spoke with the management, we transferred over here. So I am in the middle of this beautiful, you can see. Okay, am I back? It stopped recording. Okay, I now I know I cannot move the phone. I lifted the phone up so that I could show you that there's a beautiful vineyard behind me. But I think I'm in this little sweet spot of connection here, of Wi-Fi, so I'm just going to stay right here. And you'll notice I'm speaking a little bit quiet because I'm in the middle of the resort. Well, I'm kind of on the outskirts. The vineyard's behind me. But I want to respect everybody's, desire for peace and quiet like I did. So yeah, I took that life lesson with my daughter, and instead of saying, okay, we have to grit things out, because listen, I've got a lot of grit. Grew up on a farm. You got to have a lot of grit to grow up on a farm and then move to LA and then move to Singapore and then move back to LA. So I can teach my kids grit in other ways, but if you're in a hotel that's not clean, advocate for yourself and move. So that's what I did. We're here at the Vintners Resort, which is absolutely gorgeous. I wanted to talk to you about, great. I'm so glad I'm black. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. How are you? I want to talk to you guys a little bit about grounding, otherwise known as earthing. And I did a lot of papers on this actually when I was at USC in my last master's I did in gerontology about the effects on your health for grounding. I'm not going to stay on here for an hour today. I'm going to stay on for about a half hour because I do have a massage that I want to get to. But I'm sitting here in the grass. This is where I had my tea this morning. And I'm now drinking my mushroom coffee, which for those of you who follow me a lot, you know that I always break my fast with a mushroom coffee. And then I'm going to go get a massage. And tomorrow is my older daughter's birthday. And for those of you who, know what's going on in my life, I do want to do a whole show on addiction. Because addiction comes in many, many forms. I treat a lot of sugar addicts. And I do have supplements that help with those cravings and help with that dopamine, but that's a whole other show. And I want to make sure that my daughter comes out with her story first. But yeah, it's been a lot on our family, on me, on her. It's my heart is with my kid right now, and it's her birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to visit her tomorrow. That said, we're just in this lovely location just for one more night, and I'm sitting here in the grass. So I want to talk about what this does. First, let me talk about why is it so important, because if we understand why, then we're gonna more implement those lifestyle hacks, right? We can go years. I'm going to show you the bottom of my shoe. Now this is actually a leather sole shoe. So, but we can go years without actually, oh my gosh, it paused. There we are again. Oh my gosh. We'll see if I can get through this. We can go years without coming in contact with the earth because of the invent of rubber-soled shoes. So what that does is it's not giving us a natural thing to step down on. And our feet, believe it or not, are made to step on the earth. The earth is negatively charged naturally. It just has a negative charge. We as human beings are positively charged. But in times of high stress, we lose electrons, and this makes our bodies hyper positively charged. Have you ever, I know it's very interesting. So we are hyper positively charged in times of stress. Free radicals, oxidative stress, whatever it is, we lose electrons in times of stress. When you step on the earth, it doesn't have to be grass. It can be dirt, rock, sand, a natural body of water, so not your pool, but a natural body of water, a lake, an ocean, anything like that. Cement also works because cement is ground up rock, and if that cement is sitting on top of the ground, that cement is grounded. So let me tell you what happens. If you get outside and you take your shoes off, we have special receptors on the bottom of our feet. Literally, our bodies are made to walk on the earth. That's how we evolved, right? We evolved walking on the earth. And then we started wearing shoes. And then we started wearing rubber-soled shoes. And we started spending less time outdoors. But the power is of this. Somebody said, I love my grounding mat. That was on your Amazon page. I'm going to talk about that. Emmy Fresno, we're going to talk about that. It's profound, the health benefits that happen when you ground. So we have this oxidative stress that happens. And if you guys have ever walked on carpet and then you got a static shock, or you had your hair kind of stand up, you've seen these kids that they get up and then their hair is whoosh, like this, like a static electricity. If you can wrap your head around that happens because of an exchange of energy. Static electricity happens because of an exchange of energy in which we're not allowing that energy to flow through the body. We have special receptors on the bottom of our feet that when we step onto the earth, what happens is there is an energy exchange, and we actually soak up those electrons like a sponge. So what does that do? If we have oxidative stress in our body and we're positively charged and we lose electrons during times of high stress, stress can be a lot of different things, right? It can be, what are you putting in your body? How are you sleeping? How are you moving? Are you not coming in contact with the earth? Are you sitting at the computer all day? Stress can come in lots of different forms. Are you just eating junk because that's stressful for your body? Are you over-exercising? There's lots of stress that can happen. When this builds up in our body, we lose electrons, and that gets us hyper positively charged. That's not good for our body. When we step on the earth, electrons are absorbed, because remember, the earth is negatively charged. When we step on the earth, our extra electrons are absorbed, which neutralize those free radicals and that excessive positive charge that we have from losing electrons. Does that make sense, everybody? It is the most natural and profound health hack that I've ever done. And it's called grounding or earthing. And listen, if you don't have access to get outside and get your feet in the dirt, the sand, the grass, rock, the natural body of water, you can ground in your sleep. by using a grounding mattress pad. And that's what one of the viewers were talking about a little bit earlier. I have a mattress pad, not here, obviously, but I have a mattress pad at home that goes on my bed. You can they're on my Amazon store. So if you go to my linked tree on the Instagram profile or on TikTok, any of the profiles, I think, throughout social media, and you click on that link tree, you'll see the Amazon icon. And when you go there, look under sleep, go under the category of sleep aids, and you'll see these grounding mattress pads that plug into the wall. So why does a grounding mattress pad why does a grounding mattress pad plug into the wall? Because the third port, you know how like on a plug there's the first two and then there's that third port, right? On any, I don't have a picture. I'm not near an outlet, but on any outlet there's the main plug and then there's the third port that's on the bottom. The grounding mattress pads plug into that third port. Why? Because it's that port that is grounded to the earth. So on all US plugs and all plugs around the world, there's got to be a grounding plug that goes to the ground, so that otherwise all of our houses would be like, just conductors for electrical charge, like electricity would be striking us all. So there's this plug that you can plug that in, you put the mattress pad on, you don't even need to have your whole body on it. So when you look for these, it doesn't have to fit your entire bed. You just need to have a portion of your body on it. And the interesting thing is you can test it, and I'll do some stories next week when I get home, or this week, sorry, when I get home. Saturday, next week when I get home. I'll be home on Monday. I'll do some stories about that. But it's interesting because I have a grounding tester, and when you put that into the port, that third port, and you stand like on the carpet, I can test and it'll say not grounded. And I'll put my hand on my mattress pad, anywhere on the sheet. It doesn't go on top of the sheet, it goes on your mattress, and then you can put a cotton sheet over the top. And when I touch that mattress pad, it will light green like I'm grounded. And then my husband doesn't even have to touch the pad, he can just touch me and he's grounded. So it's a really profound energy exchange that happens naturally with the earth. I mean, it's absolutely free. And what does it do? When you do this and you get rid of this excessive positive charge, right? You have this energy exchange with the earth. It naturally slows down your heart. It naturally decreases inflammation in your body, because oxidative stress causes inflammation. Free radicals cause inflammation. So yes, inflammation can cause free radicals, and it's like this cycle that just happens. Somebody said, I'm so grateful this came across today. Thank you so much. You guys, this is part of my normal everyday routine. Every single morning when if you guys missed that live show that I did on how to incorporate all the healthy aging hacks in a 1 hour, it was a 1 hour in real time live show that had to do with healthy aging hacks that I did. So you can find that live show in my story highlights under live shows. Go back and look at that, because the first 10 minutes of waking up, I'm outside and I'm getting that low diffuse UV rays on the receptors. Excuse my hair, I'm about to go to a spa to have a massage. But when you step outside in the morning, when I step outside in the morning, the first thing I do is I face towards the light and get that light right in the bottom receptors of the eyes. Doesn't take long. It just instantly cuts off the melatonin and wakes you up and helps your body become one with the normal circadian rhythm of the earth, right? So I do that, but I have my shoes off and I'm stepping in the grass. And the reason is because even though I just got done doing the grounding mattress pad, the reason is because you're getting multiple benefits from that, right? You're in the outdoors, you're hearing nature, you're one with the earth in a natural way, stepping onto the grass, turn your eyes towards the light, brewing my green tea. So if you missed that whole morning ritual that I did where I brought the green tea in. I did a 2-minute and 48-second cold plunge. I then did skincare, red light therapy, body treatments, and then got out the door to work out. Make sure you go back and look at that 1 hour live that I did. It was in real time because everybody has the same 24 hours. So go back and look at that in my story highlights under live shows. But when you do this, if you can incorporate this every single day, your stress level is going to be reduced. Your blood pressure is going to be reduced. It affects your mood. So decreases anxiety, decreases depression, decreases inflammation in the body, boosts your mood. I mean, inflammation is the root of most or all age-related chronic diseases. So just by incorporating something as simple as getting outside and getting your feet on the dirt or the sand or a natural body of water or the grass or even cement, you are changing your health trajectory. Now, if you do that every single day, think about that. You're naturally decreasing your blood pressure. You're naturally decreasing depression. You're decreasing anxiety. You're boosting your mood. You're becoming one with that whole cycle of the earth. And it's absolutely free. It's absolutely free. Okay. Somebody said, is it worthy to go outside in the morning if outside is cloudy all the time? Please. Yeah, because remember, UV light still goes through the cloud. So even if it's cloudy, you just face in the direction that the sunlight would, the sun would be rising. It's actually better for me when I'm going out when it's a little bit cloudy. I stay a little bit longer, maybe 5 or 10 minutes while I'm brewing my tea, and I'll just face my eyes towards where the sun would be rising. And you don't need to stare directly into the sun. You can kind of keep your eyes cast down because it's in the bottom receptors of the eyelids that you want that diffuse low level, so low horizon UV light to hit your eyes. And that will instantly stop your melatonin production. And at the same time, light is very powerful, you guys. I did a whole live show on spectrums of light and the power of light. But light is so powerful when we're talking about that circadian rhythm, right? And that sleep-wake cycle. Because light in the morning is going to stop the production of melatonin and help signal your body to wake up. There's 2 different times that I use light, natural light, like UV light, to benefit me. And one is first thing in the morning, right? Like I said, stop melatonin production, helps your body go like, oh, okay, the sun's right there. It's there. It's low, and it's not above head, right? It's here. My body needs to wake up, and it signals your body to do that. The other time that I use that is during sunset. And that's when Marcia said, thank you, we'll change the habits ASAP. Marcia, get on it because it's free and you can start today. And oftentimes what I tell people is my biggest tip as a health coach is for you guys to understand that what you do today affects how you age. It affects the amount of pain you're going to be in. It affects chronic pain. It affects how you sleep. It affects everything. What you do today and those healthy choices that you make today really determine what shape you're going to be in old age. Are you going to have pain? Are you going to be mobile? Is your metabolism still going to be working, right? Are you going to have joint pain? All of this stuff is affected. Your weight, chronic disease, whether it's, cancers, all affected by what are you putting in your body? Yes, there's genetic components to everything. But our phenotypes, how those genes are expressed, are so much more malleable than we ever thought before. So healthy lifestyle hacks, do they work? Or are you just like a product of your genes? No, you're not a product of your genes. There are so many things that you can do that affect how you're going to, your whole health trajectory and how you're going to age. So for me as a gerontologist, I think about those last months all the time. I do. What's it going to be like when I'm hopefully 110? What's it going to be like when I'm 110 and I have those last months there? Am I going to be walking every day? Am I going to be still lifting weights? Am I going to be meditating? Am I going to be doing yoga? Am I going to be able to sit Indian style? Right? Am I going to be able to jump up at a moment's notice and move around? How mobile is my body going to be? How is my stress level? How is my inflammation? How is my joint health? All of that is affected by what we do today. So Marcia, when you say I'm going to change these healthy aging habits ASAP, bravo, because it is an ASAP thing. Now, you're never too late to start. You could be 65, 75, 85. If you start incorporating, the right things that you're supposed to be eating, predominantly plant-based diet, lots of fiber, all colorful vegetables, using the light as your age. Oh my God, using the light as your age. Not what I was trying to say. Using the light to help with those healthy aging hacks and really get you your best night's sleep ever. So the other time that I do that, so first thing in the morning, diffuse UV light low on the horizon, right? And the next time that I use light, the power of light is towards sunset, because the sun is low in the horizon, and so when you get that sun that's here as opposed to over your head, it's here. What that does is it signals your body again that it's time to start winding down. It's time to start slowing down, start producing that melatonin. So high light high in the sky, or right when you wake up, will instantly stop melatonin. When the sun is low and the sun is setting, it's signaling your body it's time to slow down, but it also signals that start of melatonin production, that sleep hormone. That's why it's super important, you guys, when you are getting ready for bed, you have to turn off all your overhead lights. This is the time, not now, obviously, but in the evening is the time when you want to use things like lamps, floor lamps, sconces, fireplaces, candles, red light. You can put a red light bulb in your lamps in your bedroom, which is what I have. And all of that helps so that you're not messing up that natural melatonin production. So the second that you wake up in the middle of the night and you have to flip on a light to go to the bathroom, have you ever done that? And then it's so hard to go back to sleep? That's why. That light will instantly, even artificial light, even the light in the light bulbs, if you're turning on an overhead light in the middle of the night, you are really messing up your sleep. So it's super, super important that we use light in the right way, because light can hurt us, it can hurt our sleep, but it can also help our sleep. And the earth is no different. Like this amazing thing that we were born onto, there's a reason why we evolved the way that we did, and yet we're not utilizing the power of which we evolved from, right? We started walking upright on this earth, and yet now we're over sanitizing and using rubber-soled shoes and not getting outside like we used to, and not getting our hands dirty, not getting in the dirt, in the grass, all of that. So there's multiple ways that you can do this. One is to incorporate those two different ways and multitask by combining it with light exposure, right? So in the morning, get outside. Don't get outside with your slippers. Take those suckers off. Stand in the cement or the grass or the rock or gravel or a natural body of water while you're getting your low-level light exposure to the inner receptors of your eyes, the lower lids. And then again, when the sun starts setting, get outside, get the sunset low-level, horizon UV light in the bottom receptors of the eyes to slow down your body and start triggering that melatonin production, and get your shoes off while you're doing it. So 2 different times during the day, my body is outside in contact with the earth. And yeah, you can do that by touching a tree. If you've got shoes on, go hug a tree. You don't have to put your whole body in the grass. You can sit on a chair and put your feet in the grass, or you can use the grounding pads. There's also on the Amazon store, I have grounding mats. So if you are one of those that are just like, it's snowing outside, which there's a heat wave across America, so that's not the case right now, but in the winter, for example, if you live and you've got to like shovel snow out, and there's no way that you're like, there's no way my bare feet are going anywhere near that. Get yourself a grounding mat. They're not that expensive. They'll come in you can get them in like a 3 feet by 2 feet. They plug into that last port on the wall. Stand on that while you're doing your typing, while you're working inside. Put that on your desk and have your elbows on there while you're working. All of that will help in a way just like the earth does. Now, it's always better to get outside because, like I said, you've got a plethora of other benefits that happen. You can hear water going on. You can hear the animals in the background. The birds are overhead, right? So surrounding yourself with nature automatically will decrease your blood pressure as well, and decrease anxiety, boost your mood, makes you feel good. You get that that exhale, right? But there's more powerful things that are actually happening, and that is the grounding itself, which is that energy exchange. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? And then there was, I don't want to scroll. I'm fearing scrolling back. If there was any questions that I missed, please put them in there right now, because if you saw how my phone was balanced in this little section where I have Wi-Fi, you wouldn't want me to scroll up for, hi, India. You wouldn't want me to scroll up for any questions, because I'm afraid I'm going to topple this whole thing over. But let me see. Maybe I can. If there was anything that you guys wanted to ask, probably the people are underrating the grounding. Yeah, it's so, for craft's sake, that I love hugging trees. Me too. Okay, I'm going to try this morning. Great, Christine. Great. Let's see if there was anything else. Love sunrises and sunset. You guys, this is the interesting part. If you can get outside and watch a sunset and a sunrise every day for the rest of your life, you're going to live longer. Why? Because you're going to set your circadian rhythm. You're going to sleep better, right? That low level light in the middle, in your eye in the morning makes you sleepier at night, later on that night. So it signals that whole pattern. So what you do in the morning definitely affects how you're going to sleep at night. Oh, that's what it was. Where can I get the grounding tester you were talking about? That was great. Okay, I'm going to show you guys that in the stories when I get home. Let me scroll back up. Somebody said, I've been wanting to ask about a grounding mat, so I'm so glad it came into live today. Great, Linda Lake. Okay, so yes, there's a grounding tester, and if you guys can be patient enough to wait until I get home, I want to show you what that is, because it is really fascinating how things are grounded. For example, if I had somebody here who had on shoes that had rubber on the bottom of their shoes, and I'm sitting here grounded, if I tested that and I showed you, it would show that, yes, I'm definitely grounded. And then I'd hand the thing to somebody else who has got the rubber-soled shoes, and it would show that they are not. However, if I hold their hand or touch their skin in any way, it shows that they're grounded. How crazy and mind-blowing and fascinating is that power of the energy exchange between us and the earth that is absolutely free? If you do nothing else, go watch a sunset barefoot. Go watch the sunrise barefoot. No sunglasses. You don't want the sunglasses. You don't want to block that. But if you could watch a sunset barefoot every morning and watch the sun set, you can watch the sunrise barefoot every morning, and you can watch the sunset barefoot every evening, and know that you are going to be naturally decreasing inflammation in your body, naturally setting your circadian rhythm to where you're going to sleep better. And we know sleep, everything is connected, you guys. Everything is connected. Your sleep is connected to your longevity. Your stress level is connected to your longevity. What you put in your body, how you're moving, how you're exercising, and all those are interrelated. Because if you're not sleeping well, do you think you're making the right choices when it comes to like what you're putting in your mouth? You're not. Sleep deprivation has been shown to make dietary choices that are not the best. You'll make better choices when you exercise. You'll make better choices when you sleep better. You'll make better choices if you can control your stress. All of this is related. All of this is related. Does that make sense, everybody? So if you guys can be patient, when I get home, I'm going to show you that, because I wanted myself to know, was the back porch in my home in Studio City, was the back porch grounded? So I got the testing thing, and I wanted to see, was the balcony on my bedroom in Los Angeles grounded? So I needed to figure that stuff out. So I got a grounding tester, and I'm going to show you guys that on my stories this week. It's really, really fascinating. And I'll show you that the grounding pad that I don't use the grounding pad anymore, but my husband has one. But I'll show you the grounding mattress pad as well. And they're not as expensive as you would think that they are. They're less than $100. And I think the grounding pads that are normally 3 feet by 2 feet, they're less than $50. It's a profound health hack. So if you do not have access to the earth, which would be shocking, but if you don't have access to the earth, those are something that you would want to invest in. But everybody else, I think that the way that we have our perception of germs and our perception of dirt has been so skewed over the years that we're not taking advantage of all of the amazing benefits that the earth has. I mean, not only that, but increasing the diversity of your microbiome, right? We have industrialized microbiome these days. I did a whole live show on gut health. So make sure you go back and look at that. But grounding, getting your, gardening, getting your hands in the soil, working the soil through gardening or grounding, or getting into the ocean, taking walks barefoot. All of this stuff helps diversify your microbiome. Even if you have pets, having pets that are in the earth and of the earth and walking on the grass and walking in the dirt, that increases the diversity of your microbiome. And microbiome is related to everything. It's all connected, everybody. It's all connected. So for those people that have been Darnell, you should pick a lane. What are you? You're talking about skincare? You're talking about sleep? You're talking about stress? You're talking about intermittent fasting? Are you talking about exercise? Talk about all of it, because it's all connected. You can't pull those apart and have those be unrelated. And the earth in which we evolved from is at the core of that. You want to improve your health with no money at all? Get your butt outside barefoot a couple times a day. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm having a little bit of mushroom coffee. I'm going to get off of here early today, you guys, but if there's any other questions, I'm going to let them just kind of pour in. Does everybody understand that? It's so shocking to me that doctors aren't prescribing getting outside and getting barefoot. It's free, and it has profound health consequences in a positive way. Just like if you never got outside and you walked around in rubber-soled shoes and you never got your hands or feet in the dirt, that has profound effects to us negatively, because it will increase those free radicals, that oxidative stress. It increases inflammation in the body, right? We get out here, and within a matter of moments, we are sucking up electrons like a sponge, because that's how we were evolved. Barefoot in the grass is one of the best medicines at a rate that cannot be measured, a time where it helps that fast. Yeah, it's I can tell the difference when I get outside and I sit down in the grass. I want to say within 5 minutes, sometimes even less, I get that that longer, slower exhale. And for those of you who missed that live show that I did on stress reduction, how to reduce stress right now in real time, it's that same effect of that physiological sigh, right? Which is the double inhale and the longer, slower exhale. So I'm going to do that right now because I'm just going to double whammy all of the stress reduction that I'm doing at this particular moment. So I'm going to inhale. I'm going to fill up a little bit more. And then I'm going to do a longer, slower exhale. I'm going to do that one more time. That physiological sigh I talked about in that live show that I did on stress reduction. So if you missed that, make sure that you look in my stories under my highlighted stories under live shows, because that physiological sigh has been studied. It's the most studied and the quickest that they know to decrease your heart rate and your blood pressure in real time. So if sitting outside, if you have so much if you have so much stress that you feel like I have so much stress, but I'm on this hamster wheel and I can't get my butt outside, this would be my second choice. Do that physiological sigh, that double inhale. Longer exhale, and it slows your heart rate down. I explained the science behind that in that live show, so if you missed that, make sure that you go back and look at that in my highlighted stories. And then somebody just said, I'm in wine country and I don't even drink. I don't drink, but it is my glass of wine, so relaxing, not afraid of 50. It has become mine too. What about weed killer and grass? Yeah, we don't want to do that, but like if you know what you're putting on your own lawn, right? Don't use that kind of stuff. Don't use that kind of stuff. And if you don't have a lawn, there's so many astroturfs that are going in, and we have astroturf in our backyard too. I'm figuring out how to cut into that and make a grounding section, because I want a whole grounding section in my backyard. But if you're one of those that, like, because of drought stuff and, cost and all of that stuff, you've got astroturf in your backyard, you can test out the cement, right? If you've got pavers that are cut out in the middle of that astroturf, stand on a paver, because if a paver, which is rock, is sitting on dirt, it's grounded. If your back porch, say you've got like a landing going off when I do the grounding test at home, the front doorstep where it's cement in front of the front door is grounded. Right inside the door is not. On my back door, right outside the door, there's a cement slab there, grounded. I step on the astroturf, it's not. But I go to a place where there's like pebbles or rocks on the side of my lawn, completely grounded. So find that spot, right? But no, you don't want to sit where there's been like weed killer. Listen, I've talked about all of that stuff, the Roundup and stuff. I grew up on a farm, so I grew up where they were crop dusting. You know how much weed killer I've been exposed to as a child? There's no telling. There's just no telling, because it was still at a time where you'd have like those low planes that would fly over and just spread herbicide and pesticides over all of those crops. Yeah, my house was like in the middle of that stuff. So I'm very, very picky about what I eat now, what I'm putting in my body, the toxic load that I'm exposed to. And if you like live in an apartment complex and you know that they're using stuff like Roundup, weed killers to get rid of weeds, then you're going to want a grounding mattress pad. And you guys can find that on my link in my bio on most of my social media pages. You'll just have to scroll through the Amazon store for a bit, but I don't care if you buy it from me or you buy it from someplace else. Just Google grounding mattress pad and know that you don't have to have your full bed covered. It's literally goes towards mine is like towards on the knees down. So my whole top part of my bed doesn't have the grounding mattress pad. It's just where my feet and my legs are laying. That's where it is. And when I test it, it doesn't matter how much of your body is on it. You can have 1 foot on it. You can have 1 toe on it, and it's still going to ground. It's crazy. It's insane. It's like, honestly, one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Okay, you guys, it's 12:40. I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to go and have a little bit of a massage, and yeah, I'm going to enjoy my daughter's birthday tomorrow. I've got my younger daughter here who's 24. So she came on this road trip with me. And so we've got a little bit of a day planned today. And then I get to see my older daughter tomorrow for her birthday. So very excited about that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to post this to my main feed right now. And then I'm not going to do an Instagram live tomorrow because I'm going to be with my older daughter. So I will see you guys again next Saturday for Instagram live again at 12 noon. All right, have a great day, everybody. Let me see if I can show you the vineyard behind me without losing signal. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, happy Saturday, everybody.